Hello friends, welcome to IntelliGear and this review of the Sterno fold-up stove and Sterno cooking fuel. So this stuff's been around for a long time, but there may be people out there that are not aware of it, so I figured I'd do a review on it. I've had this stove for quite a while, and when I was a teenager, when I was still living at home and young kid, camping stuff was always something I was interested in, but it's expensive, especially when you don't have a lot of money. So something like this is a good starter kit for the younger people out there, and you know, even older people. I still have one of these around, and it comes in handy. I've used it before to make food on, and it's pretty good. So the stove, it actually folds up flat. You can detach it from the bottom, and then the pieces all fold together, so it packs away. Supposed to fold together somehow here. There we go, I think. Nope, that's not it either. It's like one of those jigsaw puzzles. There we go. So anyways, it folds up flat. It's not the lightest thing in the world. If you're, you know, wanting to go backpacking and you're just starting out, if you're car camping, this would be pretty good. But if you're trying to go in the backcountry, I don't know if you want to pack that in. That's some pretty heavy metal. But you could just take the can with you and, you know, hold your cup over the can and heat your stuff up that way. Really, this is just a convenience item because you can turn, you know, you can light it and then walk away and come back when your stuff's ready. So let me set this guy up again here. It just goes in these, there's these little notches. Let me see if I can get a close-up here for you guys to see this. Alright, so you just have these little notches here and then these little ears here, and those go together pretty easy. Doesn't take too long, and it's a little awkward when you're trying to work from underneath a camera tripod, but I make everything look difficult. So, and then it has this little swing door here too, so you just lift that up, and the idea being that it's supposed to close. So there you go. It's got a little notch there to keep the door closed. And then what you do is you just take your fuel here and you stick it inside and light it up. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's light this sucker up here. These are reusable. You can just put them out by putting the lid back on them, but I would suggest that if you're going to use one, you know, you probably want to use it within a month after opening it, because once you open it, you know, the can heats up, it warps a little, and they don't seal up like they are factory sealed, and eventually the stuff inside will evaporate, the alcohol will evaporate. So, see if I can pry this lid off here. Just kind of work around the edges. Try to get it open here without damaging the lid too much, because you want to put that back on if you're not going to use the whole thing. So, alright, there we go. So we got it open, and you can see on the lid here it's like a gelatin consistency, and it smells like alcohol. So I'm thinking that's what it is they're using, some sort of alcohol. And then let me see if I can get the super zoom here. Oh, it's a little too far. Let me see if I can just bring it in where you guys can see a little better. So, yep, it's just a jelly-like substance, a gelatinous substance, if you will. Alright, so anyways, one thing, you want to make sure you don't get this on your fingers when you're opening and taking the lid off, because it will definitely light on fire on your fingers. It's happened to me. That's why I'm sharing that with you. Alright, so you just light this bad boy up. There it goes. I'm going to try to turn this light off to see if you can see that flame a little better. There it is. And you know, if it's daylight, you may not even see that this is lit, so just keep that in mind. Let me turn this light back on here before this can gets too hot to handle. Something else that you can see is on the side here, this little heat indicator, it'll turn white so you know it's hot, and it'll say hot. So let me put this in the stove before it gets too hot to handle. Alright, and then we're gonna bring this stove back into picture here, close the door, and I've got a pot sitting over here with some water on standby. So I thought we might just do a burn time test, and don't worry, I'll edit the video. I'll just tell you how long it took. But let's see if we can get this into shot here a little better. Move that, bring this up maybe a little bit. There we go. Alright, so put our water in here. Just got a 16.9 fluid ounce bottle of water here. And keep track of the time and all of that good jazz. See how long it takes to heat this bad boy up. And then maybe we'll have some coffee with the warmed up water. So before I cut the video, I'll just tell you about that. A lot of campers, a lot of backpackers, they like the instant coffee. Man, if you drink coffee, have you heard about these? Oh yeah, that is a single Folgers, and it's just like a tea bag. Real coffee, forget that instant stuff. Bam, look at that. Coffee, my friends, real coffee. So once your water's all nice and hot, throw that sucker in there, let it steep for however strong you like your cup to be. And there you go, you got some real coffee. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this video off here, and we'll get back to you once that water's at a boil, and I'll let you know how long it took. Alright, and we have a boil. It probably wouldn't have taken me as long to boil this if I'd have put the lid on at the beginning, but I forgot to do that. So we're 30 minutes in from the time I set the pot of water on. So keep that in mind if you're going to do any kind of boiling. Don't forget to put your lid on. Especially outside with wind and stuff, you probably want to build some kind of a windbreak because it takes a while. I would say at about, I don't know, I think 20 minutes in, I started getting little bubbles, like a little simmer going in the pot. So, and there you can see, we definitely have boiling water. So, it's time for some coffee. Let's see if we can get in there. There we go. Alright. So, let me get my other cup here ready. This, like I said, I've used this to make food on. And it's not the quickest to make food with. It's definitely not a high power cooking device, but there are some things I don't like about it. You can't touch the stove, any part of it, once you're cooking, because all the heat just goes through the whole stove. And getting this door open is a bit of a pain in the neck when you're trying to put that lid back on there it's kind of awkward to stick it in through the top. So there we go. Alright, we got the door open. Now what I like to do is I just grab my lid, and I take my pliers here, and then you just slide it over, and then drop it over the can. So there we go, and that'll smother it and put it out. Alright, let's get this out of the way here. Time for some coffee. Anyways, I never waited for it to get to a boil because these things cost money, you know. So what I would do is I'd just wait until it got to a simmer, and then I go ahead and add my stuff. One of the things I like to cook on it the most was instant mashed potatoes, believe it or not. Take your instant mashed potatoes and slowly stir them in, and for the most part it turns out pretty good. You'll still have some little chunks, but you know, hey, you're camping out, right? So we're roughing it. But anyways, except when it comes to the coffee, forget that instant coffee. I like the real thing. We'll just let that sit there while I'm talking about this sterno stuff. So some of the other good uses for sterno is you can use it to help start a campfire. Just scoop some out, spread it on your tinder or your kindling, light it on fire. Works pretty good for that. And like I said, you know, this isn't high-speed, low-drag camping gear here. This is really basic, but it's good for the beginner. You can get your can without the stove if you're really stretched for money. I forget how much I paid for that thing. You know, $10 to $20 at the most. $20. I think I paid like $10 for it. You can pick up a couple cans for, I believe they're about $6, so $3 a can. It's been my experience that I can get about 2, maybe 3 cooking sessions out of one can. So that's yeah, that's just been my mileage. Yours may vary. And like I said, if you do plan on getting one of those, then definitely make sure you put a windbreak around it if it's windy outside, and don't forget to put your lid on. It probably would have boiled in half the time if I would have remembered the lid, but I haven't used this thing in a long time. You know, I'm just trying to put videos out there that people can look at and enjoy and get a little information out of, and I don't want to exclude anybody. So there'll be other stoves and stuff I'll review in the future. I've had different types, and I'll do some reviews on them. So that being said, you have your sugar, of course. You got to have your sugar for your coffee. So, and what's that? Oh, those little bags I picked up at the craft store. Got to have some sugar with my coffee. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like these videos, hit that like button or subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up, and like my homepage description says, reviews on EDC, gadgets, camping gear, etc. Alright, well, this is IntelliGear signing off. I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee here, and thanks for watching, friends.